This morning, you told someone exactly how you felt. You called it honesty. You called it standing up for yourself. But somewhere in that sentence, something got left out. Something got softened before it ever reached your mouth. And you didn't notice because the editing happened before you were even aware you were speaking. Think about the last time you explained why a relationship ended, or why you snapped at someone you love. The story was probably clean, reasonable. The other person was unfair, or unclear, or simply wrong. You were just responding. But were you? Sigmund Freud proposed that much of the mind operates outside conscious awareness. He called the part that manages what gets seen and what gets hidden the ego. Its job isn't accuracy. Its job is protection. Psychologist Leon Festinger studied a group who believed the world was ending. When it didn't, they didn't abandon the belief. They decided their faith had saved the planet. Festinger called this cognitive dissonance. When reality contradicts what we believe about ourselves, the mind rarely updates the belief. It updates the story around it. You do this too. I am a good listener. I only got angry because they pushed me. Each might be partly true, but notice how conveniently each one protects the version of you that you need to keep believing in. This isn't occasional. It's constant. Psychologists call it motivated reasoning. Your conclusions often arrive first, and the reasons show up afterward, dressed up as logic. Memory researcher Elizabeth Loftus spent decades showing that memory isn't a recording. It's a reconstruction, rebuilt slightly differently each time, shaped by what you need it to mean. So what does that mean for the story you tell about who you are? It means the story is mostly true and slightly curated. Carl Jung went further, arguing that everyone carries a hidden side made of the traits they refuse to acknowledge. He called it the shadow. It doesn't disappear because you ignore it. It leaks out sideways, in irritation you can't explain, in criticism of others that feels oddly specific. What's a trait in other people that genuinely gets under your skin? Now ask harder. Is there a small version of that trait living in you too, somewhere you've never looked directly? That discomfort is the shadow being noticed. Self-deception isn't sloppy. It's precise. It targets exactly the information that would force you to see yourself differently, and it does so before that information reaches conscious thought. You don't experience it as hiding something. You experience it as simply knowing the truth. Picture scrolling through old messages and finding one sharper than you remembered. Your first instinct isn't guilt, it's justification. They deserved it. I was just being direct. Notice how fast that happens. There's no pause to consider you might have simply been unkind. That speed is the tell. Real reflection is slow. Self-protection is instant, because it isn't reasoning. It's reflex. This doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're a person with an ego, which is to say, a person. The question isn't whether you distort reality to protect yourself. You do. The question is whether you notice when it's happening. Watch for the half second before the defense arrives, the flinch. That flinch is data. It usually means feedback landed somewhere true, and your mind is already sealing the wound. Next time, instead of explaining why criticism is wrong, sit with one question. What if this is partly accurate? Not entirely, just partly. That small crack is often where the truth about yourself is hiding. The danger isn't that your mind edits. The danger is forgetting that it does. Once you forget, every justification becomes fact. Every flash of anger becomes someone else's fault. And the story quietly becomes your entire identity. The people who grow the most haven't stopped defending themselves. They've learned to catch the defense in motion, to ask, in that flinch, is this protecting me? Or just the story I like to tell about myself? So go back to this morning. To that conversation you called honesty. What did you leave out? What got softened before it reached your mouth? You think you were being honest, but your mind was protecting you long before the truth ever had a chance. And thanks for watching. See you next time.